Michelle from Vulture magazine. I am here with Kim Churchill. We are at Lawn Falls Festival. It's a fucking beautiful day outside. Shit's rocking. We're not tired at all. I swear to Christ. So Kim's just played his set. We're going to ask him some cheeky questions. For starters, your music has a real Aussie feel. Is it hard to keep that Aussie, not that you're a bogan, but you've got that surfing thing going, that Aussie vibe when you're recording in other countries?
Funnily enough, I go overseas to record.
On purpose?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but how do you keep your Aussiness?
I don't know.
Do you lose it?
No, like I think sometimes I try to get rid of a little bit of the Aussiness because I feel like I'm almost becoming a stereotype.
An offer?
Yeah, you know, so I don't know how I managed to keep it so easily, but it seems like I don't have any problems in that department.
Oh, good. Keep that patriotic words.
Yeah,
words are coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
What creative input do you have? Did you have in the Window to the Sky video?
I had a general idea of the kind of video I wanted, and the kind of video I wanted was something that was done manually. So I wanted a brilliant concept, but I wanted something, you know, like the OK Go guys, they always do it manually. There's no digital effects. They have to do it, and there's that spark in the essence of that process that's brilliant. And so I was looking for that, and so I went out looking for the right people, and I found this crazy guy called Jason who runs this space that sort of reminded me of the factory. Andy Warhol's factory, you know, It's like this attic, and there's just loads of film people everywhere doing weird stuff, and he's got a plate of mushrooms wandering around, and I just was like, this is probably the place. And the rest was him.
Yeah, okay, so you did get a say, at least.
Yeah, I got a say in picking the nutter who was going to have the good idea.
The drugs. The drugs, right? Yeah. Alright, so what we do at Vulture, we turn your song titles into questions.
Okay, cool.
Right?
Yes.
So for Single Spark, how can you tell when you've made a real connection with someone?
I think that at the core of what you feel when you are interacting with a person, and then afterwards, you can always tell. And I think it's just a process of whether or not that thing that's at the core, whether or not you feel it. You know, and if it's really powerful, then you're like, you really know you've made an impression. And if you have to work a bit more to establish what was brilliant about that moment and that connection, that's when you know maybe, you know, it wasn't as powerful. But I think every connection between anybody's powerful. It's just whether or not you can get through all your different sort of filters and find out why.
Are you big on the energy field thing, like picking up energies and stuff?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I'm pretty cynical, but I can't get away from the fact that there is always there's a lot of different ways to communicate beyond words. Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
So,
okay.
Didn't feel like I should say many words after that.
Fear the fire. Do you fear Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire?
No.
That was Ben's question.
I don't know. I've never felt any fear for Johnny Cash's Ring of Fire.
Rage. If you hosted Rage, the TV show, what would be your first and your last song choice?
Wow. My first song choice would be Going to California by Led Zeppelin, just because it's a great place to start anything.
Yeah.
And then my last song choice would be Luna off the new Bombay Bicycle Club album, just because I really like that song.
Cool. Good choices.
Yeah.
You are lost. Would you rather cover Kanye West's Lost in the Woods or Lost Without You by Delta Goodrum?
Delta.
Delta for the win.
Yeah, definitely.
And then lastly, Backwards Head. If you could master the science of time travel, what decade would you journey to and why?
Oh, wow, that's a really good one. The 70s?
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of the 60s stuff had sort of matured, especially musically. And I feel like it would have been a time to see a lot of those 60s bands when they were kind of a bit wiser and a bit more like solid. But then, you know, at the same time, you still got all that pizzang and craziness. Yeah.
Craziness of music?
Music, lifestyle, you know, sort of collective feelings about the world and what was happening in the world and all of that. I think that the craziness of the late 60s would have been a little bit too much for me. I would have liked to have just got over the hill and been seeing it from the 70s. And, you know, Led Zeppelin were getting quite good.
Bit of a Zepp fan, I see.
Yeah, I know, I mentioned them twice now.
Okay, well, thank you for your time. I appreciate it very much. Our Vulture watchers do too. This is Kim Churchill. Thanks
Hello.
very much.
Thanks for having me.